I'm Roman Vladimirsky. Ryan Weir is half the man he used to be, thankfully. All right, we're back with another episode of TVT News, the podcast. Super awesome guest today, Kim Denige, owner of Harpoon Hanna's, which has been my second home for the last 3-4 months since it opened. Yes. Harpoon Hanna's is the newest coffee shop in New Rochelle.
It is.
Kim, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We love coffee.
I do too.
And
Yeah?
avocado toast.
Yeah.
Oh, avocado toast.
Yeah,
Oof.
partial to toast as well. It's very good. I like it.
Sorry, big fan.
All the variations. Love that.
That's awesome. So you opened Harpoon Hanna's about 4 months ago now?
I'd say about, give or take.
4 months ago. And we're shooting this on July 11th, just so you guys know. So 4 months ago now. It's been open.
Yeah.
How's business?
Business is good. It's been on the up and up. You know, every week is a little bit better. Word's getting out little by little. You know, it's been nice to watch, and it's been nice to hear all the feedback. And you know, it's good to see the upward movement of customers coming in.
You got a lot of customers coming in.
Yeah, nice steady flow.
Love it.
Yeah, it's great.
What did you do before that?
I used to be a police sergeant for the New Rochelle Police Department.
Should I address you as sergeant?
Not anymore. Not anymore, no.
So you're a police sergeant for the New Rochelle Police Department for how long?
I was a police officer for 14 years. That
Okay.
was the totality of my career, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a 180 though.
It is.
Coffee shop.
It is a 180, an intentional 180. I was just looking for something different, to be my own boss. I think I kind of saw what I needed to see in that line of work in law enforcement, put my time in, and it was just time to move on.
Were you always into coffee?
I've always been into coffee. Absolutely. I love coffee. I love coffee shops, the ambiance, the atmosphere, the culture behind it. And it's just I associate it with relaxation. Mm-hmm. So that was, that's the 180 for me from my previous career. Not
a lot of relaxation being in law enforcement.
No, definitely not. No, not at all.
Despite what they say.
Yeah. No.
Now, you were telling me once that you had to do like a lot of research.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I went to college for criminal justice. I went to Florida Atlantic University and got my bachelor's there. And I was really just completely focused on a law enforcement career and dedicated all my time to just becoming well-versed in the law and getting good at my job, moving up the ladder. You know, I had hopes of kind of climbing the ladder all the way up. And, you know, getting into the business career is just completely different. You know, it took me completely out of my comfort zone, which I love, because that's when you grow the most, when you're out of your comfort zone. Yeah. And in, you know, law enforcement, it was kind of, even though there's different stuff going on every day, it's all kind of the same thing, I guess. So I was looking to kind of grow my brain a little bit and get into the business world, and it's just been a stark difference and a very positive difference. It's great. And I mean, I had to pick coffee because that's my favorite thing. And I just, you know, New Rochelle just needed a spot where like you could go and hang out, and, you know, we have the space there. We have the parking, which is a little bit scarce in New Rochelle. Particularly in the downtown, you know, we're in the south end of New Rochelle. Right. It was just a great location, and, you know, it just set the tone for me to create a vibe that I was looking for in a coffee shop.
Now, you mentioned a few minutes ago, like you were studying for law enforcement, criminal justice, like that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I think there was always something deep down entrepreneurial inside of you, and maybe
absolutely.
Either you just didn't know it was there, or you didn't know you had that option, like you had to go into some type of a, you know, career.
Yeah,
as they say, right?
Of course, yes. It's definitely a little bit of ignorance, just kind of thinking you need to find a job. You know, a lot of police officers seek the job out because it is a government job. It's a safe job. Safe meaning like you're not going to just lose your job.
Right, yeah.
It's not a safe job, not, like physically, but you do get a little bit institutionalized, I suppose. Just you want to get to your 20 years, you want to do everything you need to do. It's very rigorous, like how that line of work is put out for you. And I didn't really know that there was options for me, and I felt the longer I had spent in law enforcement, the more I was just going to need to stay in law enforcement to finish it. But in the end, like, the most important thing is just being happy, and being happy going to work, and feeling challenged, and that's what I get to do by owning my own business.
I think that happens with a lot of people. Growing up, like, they always tell you, you got to go to school, you got to go to college, got to get a degree, be a doctor, a police officer, whatever. But
complete misconception. You can pretty much do whatever you want if you just put your mind to it. I think it's a little overwhelming getting into a different line of work, and you just think that, I needed a business degree, I need to know about accounting, I need to know about this. Like, in reality, you could just read some books, watch YouTube videos, talk to different people, and pursue your passion. I'm passionate about coffee, so it's kind of easy to learn. I was passionate about law enforcement. It was easy for me to learn that. So, if you pick something that you're into, I think it's just going to organically happen. You'll just get good at doing it over time.
I think YouTube and Google are like college.
Oh my God.
You can do anything on that.
You really could.
Every day I'm asking Google a health question
Oh my
regards to
gosh.
my fitness journey.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube particularly, it's just, you really get to watch. I learn best from watching somebody do something. So YouTube is really great for me, just watching all the reviews of different coffee equipment, listening to other business owners and their tips and things like that. It just was tremendous, just wealth of knowledge out there.
I was going to say, how did you come up with the names of the different coffees and stuff like that, like Captain's Dog? And
So, I mean, the shop is called Harpoon Hanna's.
Is there a story behind that?
There is a story indeed. It's based off of a book called 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, written by Jules Verne ages ago. And as a child, I grew up, Disney actually made a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea way back in the day. You can actually watch it on Disney Plus if you want. It's there. And they reference Harpoon Hanna. It's just like sailors talking about women, basically. And they talk about, a Harpoon Hanna, like, that you would meet or whatever. It's a quick reference, but it had such a cool ring to it. And the book itself and the adventure behind the novel and everything that goes on in it, and the mystery behind the deep sea of the ocean, was pretty much equivalent to me of like the mystery of outer space. There's just so much you could do with it. There's so much, so many nautical things without being cheesy, getting
Right.
more into like the deep sea vibe of like, these deep sea divers. We have the cool like brass deep sea diving helmet and the harpoon, and I really wanted to pay ode to being on the Long Island Sound in Rochelle. It's something that's missing, that kind of maritime aspect. Like, nobody's really like acknowledging that we're actually on the Long Island Sound. So I try to do the decor and the drink names and stuff really from things that are flowing nicely with the theme of Harpoon Hanna's. My goal is to one day own multiple Harpoon Hanna's and have it, the branding really be on point. One of my best friends actually made my logo for me, who I knew in college, and she's a graphic designer. Shout out to Medusa Designs. And I think it's important, if you're going to create a brand, you need that recognizable factor. You need a logo that pops, something that if somebody sees more than once, they're going to be like, hey, I've seen that before, and it's just going to create a little bit of intrigue. And then going forward, it's important to follow in that line. Everything should kind of be in that same theme.
Yeah.
And I find from going to other businesses, just as a patron, a lot of people get lost in the sauce. You know, they get excited. It's easy to get excited, and then you lose track of the theme, and causes a little bit of customer confusion.
Sure.
And your identity's a little bit lost after that.
I don't mean to bring up your competition, but I did read a long time ago Howard Schultz's book, the founder of Starbucks, and how he did the research for Starbucks and how it is today. And
Yeah.
I think he paid attention to every detail, from the smell of when you walk in
Sure.
to, you know, the cups, the machines, where the machines are in the store, and all that stuff matters. And I'm sure you kind of did similar research, going into other shops and seeing what everyone's doing and what best practices, so to speak, are.
Definitely. What works best. It's definitely something that's discussed over and over again by other coffee shop owners. You know, the way that your machines flow, you know, meaning that, like, you know, your employees going to make a drink, they kind of need to go down the line, not have to go too far for one item to get it out, just having an efficient workflow and placing all your things in the correct places so you can get that efficiency and speed of your product coming out. I mean, I don't really, and, you know, to address the competitor, Starbucks is you know, just because I open a hamburger joint doesn't mean I'm competing with McDonald's. You know, it's like, it's a corporate powerhouse, and there's people out there who want that. They want McDonald's, they want Starbucks, they want the franchise thing, you know, and then there's people who are looking for something a little bit more cozy, a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more authentic and genuine, I'd say. Intimate, absolutely. So it's like tomato in my mind. Yeah.
Kim brought me iced coffee today.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, Roman comes in all the time and gets black iced coffee, so it's the least I could do, honestly.
Thanks. And I do see that you still have like a lot of cops coming to your place, so
I do.
the
Yeah.
department's still very supportive of
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, there are those who I don't think would want to come into my coffee shop, and the feeling's mutual, which is fine. But, you know, those people out there who worked with me and who are still on the road and are actually real cops, come in and they support the business, you know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's great. It's cool. And it's, you know, having that job for such a long time, I would imagine that it's nice to go to a place where you can feel comfortable, because it gets a little weird when you're in uniform and you walk in somewhere, everybody's like looking at you. You get all the corny jokes like, "Oh, he did it," like, you know, stuff like that.
Are you getting a donut?
Yeah, or, you know, we don't sell donuts, or, oh, yeah, it's not the first time we, you know, all heard that. So you can kind of come in and just be yourself and not have to be stared at. It's just kind of like normal, you know, and coffee, you know, and that line of work, they go hand in hand. You need some coffee to get through your shift sometimes.
Love that.
Yeah.
Captain's Grog will definitely do that.
The Captain's Grog, absolutely.
It's all
Great name, right?
It's all he talks
That's
about.
my favorite one. I got the extra large one last time, and I was literally all over the place all day long.
Yeah.
That was the day of the golf outing.
Was it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I brought it to you.
You
I
guys
had
needed
way too
that.
much energy.
That was a lot of work.
So what's the plan for the future?
Plan?
Like, it has to be a master plan.
The
Harpoon
master
Hanna's,
plan, yes.
Eastchester, Scarsdale, White Plains,
Yeah, I mean, you know,
North Carolina.
I think I think that a lot of people want to see a lot happen quickly. There's so many ideas and, I guess, opportunities to branch out and serve coffee at other places, at pop-up events. But to me, I just want to get the first shop right. And when I know that it's totally right and we're doing something that we can duplicate elsewhere, that's when it's time to like move on to looking for another location, getting to that point where we're profitable, you know, and I know all the numbers, everything's like, we've been open for a little bit. The idea would be to have several Harpoon Hannas all around Westchester County. Yeah, you know, I'd love to see it grow. I'd love to just grow my staff. I'd love to have people who work for me be brought up through the ranks, you know, within the company. And it would be really satisfying and awesome to be able to pull that off.
I love that you said that, because I think so many businesses just want to hurry up and expand,
Yeah.
and then they don't pay attention to the small details. They don't pay attention to the dollars and cents coming in. They don't pay attention to customer service, and it gets lost like very quickly.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, a tremendous thing now too, especially with generations that are a little bit younger than mine. They really want that, like one-on-one. They want to know who you are, which is something that, you know, is important, like in this day and age. It's not just a brand. Like they'd like to know my baristas, and I spend a lot of time on just taking care of my employees, because I think if you want to have a business that runs well, that has a positive atmosphere, you know, we kind of boost that good vibes feel at Harpoon Hanna's, and it all starts with, you know, the people who are serving your coffee. If they're happy, they're gonna, you know, emanate that to the customer, and it's a positive experience all around. You know, if they're getting the training and stuff like that. To me, it's very important to build up your staff and uplift them, and I think that's a huge contributor to a successful business. So I'm kind of taking, you know, it doesn't sound very businessy, you know, with numbers and things like that, but I think like actual like human beings like working and just really like trying to water the plants and watch it grow is something that lacked big time at my old job, and I would just love to work on that and actually watch it.
I think that's the most businessy thing you've said all day. Because I think when you pour into the people that are the face of your business, that in turn, customer service, right? That brings in revenue, right? Profit loss, like,
right, and they actually like coming to work. I mean, it just,
I can't tell you how many places we go to where whether it's, I don't know, a store, it doesn't matter, like the person behind the counter just wants to kill themselves, and it just kills the whole experience.
Yes,
kills it.
All too often, I think it's more of a rarity to see people happy, you know, who are serving you or just positive. You're like, oh wow, how refreshing, you know, this person was super cool, and you
it's
know,
sad that something like that stands out though.
Yeah,
it should be everywhere.
That should be the standard, but it's really not. And I think, you know, you start reading all these articles like, oh, like we're looking into 4-day business weeks and stuff like that. Like, kind of we're breaking an old cycle and kind of putting a little bit more emphasis on employees and their well-being, because at this point, like, if people don't like where they're working, they're just going to leave and go somewhere else. Whereas in 100%. The older generation, it was like kind of like what I did, you know, like I'm just going to stay here and, you know, just keep going, and eventually I can retire and I'll just be miserable.
Fuck
it
that.
Sucks. Yeah.
That's
why?
Awful. That is awful. Reminds me of that movie. You guys ever see the movie Pleasantville?
Yeah.
With black and white, or it's colored and black and white, and in
the
50s, and everybody goes to work.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
That's a throwback.
Wife's got to stay in the kitchen.
Yeah. Totally. Yes.
Screw that up. Yeah, no. I mean, I think, you know, it's like you said, you got to pour into your people. If your staff is satisfied, your customers are going to be satisfied.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I mean,
I get complimented all the time on my staff, and they're just fantastic.
They're always so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very friendly.
They're good and reliable, and, you know, they take a little bit of pride in Harpoon Hanna's just like I do. So it's nice. They have that sense of ownership as well without being an owner. You know, like they're proud to work there, and it's just tremendous. And our coffee's really good, so that's helps.
Helpful.
Yeah.
It's definitely very good. But no, it sounds very familiar with the way you kind of wanted to put together a team as well. Just, you know, you want people to, you know, not be the same exact person as you, but someone that you trust. An extension
of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm sure there's books about that.
Not enough books.
No, not enough books.
Not enough books.
It's all dollars and cents mostly when you read about business and things like that.
I think in 100 years, you know, we'll be more. We won't be here to see it. No. You know, maybe our grandkids or something, but.
Or it could just be like a robot. I don't know, serving you coffee. Who knows?
It's a happy robot. A robot with a
program to say all the right things to make you feel good. I don't know. Who knows?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So you're a cop. Don't want to be a cop anymore. You open up a coffee shop. Coffee shop is killing it. But now you're on social media.
I am.
You're doing things.
I am.
How's that going?
It's again like a whole new world. The importance of social media, being able to navigate social media from a business standpoint. Some of the tactics that are involved in that are things that I was not very well educated on. And I seeked out Why Not You Media, and they, it's a little something. They got some nice tips there, I gotta say. Very helpful. And if you just put a little bit of time and effort and a little bit of creativity, I think everything that they've relayed to me has been helpful in just growing the business, growing exposure. I mean, that's what you have to turn to for exposure these days. It's not really flyers and mailers and stuff like that. It's more social media. So that's been fun learning as well.
And connecting with the community.
Of course.
Very helpful.
Absolutely. I
think the police department should be on social media.
I think they are.
No, but more personally.
Oh, yeah.
Like officers connecting with the community. I think that would be huge.
I remember recommending that years ago, but, whatever. It's fine. Now I could just do it for myself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the closer question?
Sure.
If you can go back in time and talk to a younger Kim, if you can give her one piece of advice, what would it be? Dum dum dum.
It's really hard to say. I would say if something, we all get to our place when we're supposed to get to our place, so it's hard to say, but I would definitely try to tell myself to stop wasting time on something it's not making you happy. It's just like life is way too short. So stop trying to be tough and power through things. Like, if it's just not making you happy, move on.
Yep. And figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. You will.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that too. That's awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Woo! All right, guys. That's Kim Denise. She's the owner of Harpoon Hanna's in New Rochelle. If you haven't been there, you got to go try it out. Best coffee in Westchester, in my opinion.
Thank you very
I love
much.
it. I go there every day almost.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, Kim.
See you guys next
All
time.
right.